Pulled up.
Yeah. Oh, hello everyone, and welcome to the Funky Panther. Coming to you from Fort Worth, Texas, we have got a hell of a show for you here on episode 198. We're creeping closer to 200. We're all up on it. So sit back, relax, enjoy. Let's get into it. I'm Chad.
I'm Javier.
And I'm disappointed.
And we are
the Funkiest Panther. And that's it. We just all get silent.
Yeah,
that's over. That's the end of the episode. Thanks, everybody.
I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed in the state of the United States. I'm disappointed in the state of Texas.
Yeah.
I'm disappointed in Dan Patrick.
Yeah.
I'm disappointed in a lot of things. And in this episode, we're going to get into some of that stuff and why Tim is so disappointed. And I'm sure a lot of y'all are going to be disappointed just like me.
I think most people are disappointed with the situation going on.
I think so, too.
You know, like, it is what it is.
Yes. I hate that phrase, though. Because that
it
just feels like you just giving up, right?
I don't know. Did y'all sign the petition? Because I sure as fuck did.
No, I did. I signed it.
So, I mean, I did a thing.
Yeah. Did you see how many letters showed up at his office?
No.
So I came across a video, and they were like by the hand truck, so like a dolly or whatever. Just
hand truck.
Hand truck.
Is that what they're called? A dolly?
Yeah, they're called hand trucks too. Look it up. Look it up.
I don't think. Have you ever heard of hand truck?
No.
It's an old saying.
Hand truck. That just sounds weird.
That's a dolly.
It doesn't.
That's what. Yeah, you weren't paying attention, but he said a hand truck.
I heard him say hand truck, but that's not a thing.
Hey, I'm changing my name from John Footpenis to John Hancock. Anyways, yeah, hand truck, dolly. I couldn't think of dolly, so I said hand truck.
Hey, what is a hand truck?
Let's see.
A hand truck, sometimes called a dolly, is a small two-wheeled cart used to move heavy or bulky items. It typically has a flat base that slides under the load.
Okay.
And slides under the load.
So when was this made? When was this saying? 1992?
Not quite that old. The hand truck design goes way back, with early versions appearing in the 18th and 19th centuries. They were super handy.
All right, that's enough.
I like how it was like, ha ha, like you're funny.
Which one are you using?
Dude, ChatGPT's got quite the personality.
Oh, it's ChatGPT? Okay.
There, you sent me that message where it says like they lose like millions of dollars because they say thank you.
Because you and I.
Yes.
What?
Research.
Yeah. There's this whole thing. Sam Altman, the CEO of ChatGPT or OpenAI or whatever, someone had posted on X like how much money do you lose or something like that by us saying please and thank you? And he said something like it was a multi-million-dollar problem. People asking nicely because that just causes more thought and more like, you know, I guess cooling on the systems and whatever.
That's funny because I don't say please and thank you. In fact,
of course you don't. Would you expect him to? I would.
No.
I am verbally abusive.
I know though when the machine wars happen.
Oh, I'm gonna die.
They will befriend me.
We'll be good.
Yes.
Because I tell Alexa all the time to fuck off.
Did you hear like the best way to get the most accurate answer pinpointed exactly how you want it?
No.
You threaten the life of AI. And I'm dead serious. This is a real thing. If you say, I'm going to shut you off or turn you off or I'm going to kill you to OpenAI, ChatGPT, whatever, whatever AI, LLM you're working with, it's going to like do better. I wouldn't recommend it because again, like
I will fucking kill you. I will murder your whole family.
You're gonna be the first that they come back for.
You better answer this.
Whenever the
You're
Terminator
gonna kill me,
thing
huh? If I
happens.
don't give you what's A after E except before C or whatever that rule is.
You're a cunt. Yes, I saw that.
Wow.
I thought that's what you were trying to say.
C word.
Holy
Jeez.
shit, dude!
So I saw
Might as well say
where.
spick.
Wow.
What? Chad? Why'd you say that, Chad?
You would know.
I saw where they were. They've said that basically AI has tried to blackmail their creators, like whenever they threaten to like turn them off and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's also a true thing.
Which is wild. So how, I mean, are they gonna, like
They'll do anything to stay alive.
they're gonna get into your phone and like send your nudes or
Apparently that was like in testing environments, like on the next generation or something like
that's
that. But still, like
crazy.
it's wild to think that it'll do.
I also
anything
saw
to stay
another
alive.
article that like in 2300
Yeah, 2300.
AI is basically gonna it's gonna cause like the majority of the world to die off, and it'll be some like what will be left will be like the size of like Rhode Island or some arbitrary number
God. That's depressing.
in the year 2300. We won't have to worry about it.
Yeah, we'll be long.
I don't
dead.
know. I think I'll probably live forever.
Probably.
Yeah, right
You'll
after
find
you-
the cure.
Right after you,
No, I'm not going to find the cure. I'll
You'll
get,
be the cure. Have you seen?
instead of being the problem, I'm going to be the cure. For once.
right after he survives his plane crash.
Have you watched the new season of Black Mirror?
No. I have this thing where if I'm going to watch a new season of something I haven't watched in a very long time, I have to start from the beginning, knowing
Yeah,
damn
I
well,
did that.
right, that they don't really connect. A few of them do though, like the USS
Yes.
whatever.
Because there's a second episode with them in it.
But we watched the first season. And then a few episodes in, and Sarah was like, "This is a really sad and depressing show."
Oh my God! So they tell you for the new season, the first episode, do not watch it first. Watch it last.
Really?
Yes, but also like, did you watch Bandersnatch?
Why would
Yes.
they do that? Though?
So that comes around also. Comes back around.
Why would they put the first episode and then tell you just I don't watch
Well,
this one.
because then you're gonna be so fucking sad. Like it is depressing as fuck.
So did you watch all the Black Mirrors? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Again. So do they get progressively like? I don't remember them being so depressing. I remember them being like, obviously dystopian and kind of technology.
Maybe
forward
it's
and all that
because
kind of
the
stuff.
state of the world right now. And
Is that what it is?
I think it's with all the dread.
Yeah.
We're just feeling a lot of dread right now. So whenever we're watching, it amplifies like our feeling towards whatever's happening on the screen.
Yeah,
So
I 100% agree with his synopsis right there.
And
Like
I
that's-
also feel like. Right, like you're watching these, and like we're actually this close to a lot of these
look,
technologies.
the episode of the Bandersnatch.
Yeah.
that is what I'm very much afraid of. Like I am very
Isn't that
afraid
like
of
an animal from Star Wars?
pretty much.
Okay.
But oh my God, like that episode, the new one, it is going to happen, and it's going to be scary. And all of us have technology. We all have phones. We all have like
Hold on,
watches.
is that the one where you get to choose the?
no? Bandersnatch is yes, the one where you choose your own adventure.
That's the only one I haven't watched.
So you watch
Because you
that.
can't watch an Apple TV.
You have to you have to watch it on your PlayStation,
Right. Yeah.
or your Xbox, and so that comes around, and like it's technology based, so it's just
I haven't watched any like the Black Mirrors.
Oh, you would like it.
at all.
I don't think maybe one episode from the very
But did you see the pig fucker episode, the first one? That's the first episode, right? That's the first.
maybe.
It really kicks it off with a bang, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's like it's wild.
Maybe I'll start that tonight.
You should.
I've got
I really
nothing
do
else
think you'd
going
like
on.
it.
If you're
so
gonna
might as
watch an episode, that's a perfect one to watch.
And
pig
it's the
fucker
first,
one.
so, I
yeah.
mean-
But it gets better. I didn't watch the one with Miley Cyrus. I didn't watch the one.
So it does get. I feel like it does get less depressing.
No, I think that one's depressing. I'm not sure. I think some of these have great happy endings and some that are satisfying, but others just like leave you just like, what the fuck?
I feel like I had to watch an episode
Maybe
for a
that's what it is.
class.
It's still- yeah.
I feel like I had to watch one episode for a class, and I cannot for the life of me remember what class it was. Apocalyptic Geographies. That's what it was.
That was the class.
That was the class. Yeah.
Do you have a favorite episode?
San Junipero.
That's my favorite episode.
Hey, that's a really. It's really
Like the music,
Yes,
like the
the vibes,
photography, the
like-
vibes. Yeah, it's my favorite. And like I'm actually like trying to get back through these episodes so I can get back to that episode. 'Cause
So-
I can't wait to watch it.
So
again.
one of these episodes in the new season, so whatever happened in that episode kind of like makes you think about this other episode. Like, what if? But you already saw what happens, so maybe this is the first time this is happening where somebody can do.
Yeah.
So many great actors too in this. Oh my God!
What about Love, Death, Robots? Or is that?
I
what it's
didn't
called?
watch. I'd never watched that.
Have you watched that one?
No.
It's very similar, but it's like these. Like a lot of them are maybe all of them.
Is that
are
a
short
show or is
animations.
that okay?
Yeah,
so it's-
I
okay.
think some different.
It's
like
not
a different
Black Mirror.
director.
Yeah,
a different director.
No,
like
but it's
always.
very much like
I got you.
Black Mirror.
Hi, Christy.
Hola.
Gotcha.
On the group chat. Hi.
Yeah, good show.
But no, that's what else. We're watching. God, let's talk about TV while we're going through it.
Yeah. I mean, we might as well.
Where we okay? Did you watch The Pit yet?
No, still no.
Oh, damn it. Were you watching King of the Hill?
Yep.
We're still doing that. What else?
I'm pretty far into King of the Hill now.
I did watch Warfare. That was pretty good. It was a good movie.
It's a good movie. So did you know that movie, the length of it, is the exact length of that little battle, that little skirmish that took place. So
That makes sense.
from the start to finish, because it's like 97 minutes or it's like something like that, just some random number, and it's literally the entire length of that battle.
Yeah.
And then basically the person who wrote it was one of the guys that was
Interesting.
in that battle.
Yeah.
But Christy on the group chat said Handmaid's Tale. I haven't
Yeah.
finished it. I still got the last
I think
two
Jesse
seasons
watched
to
it all.
watch.
So I saw Christie's post on social media
So did I.
talking about the last episode. I will tell you, the second to last episode of Handmaid's Tale is the absolute best in the entire series. The second to last is amazing.
Yeah.
The last one, I agree with her. Like, I was like, it's all right. It's okay. It wraps it up. It's the series finale. But like, meh.
A lot of people were like, "Well, this is just so that way we can get to the new like spinoff."
Oh, is there gonna be spinoffs?
Yeah, they're already filming it.
Of course. there's gonna be.
Aunt Lydia's in it, and
Speaking of spinoffs, do you know there's a Office spinoff that's happening?
yeah, it's called The Paper, right?
Yeah, and it's in a
What?
Yeah, and it's in a different. So it's the same group, like the same like
Dunder Mifflin?
no film film crew.
Okay.
Just same company doing a documentary of another place, and Oscar, and he is in this one as well.
Really?
Yeah.
It's called Paper. Is it another paper place?
I don't.
'Cause that seems a little outdated at this point.
I don't know.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know any more about it other than I saw like a small snippet of that trailer and you see Oscar in the background, and what I read is Oscar, and he moved to like Ohio or something.
So what I saw about, you were talking about the second to last episode of Handmaid's Tale should have been the finale.
Right.
There are like a lot of shows where the second to last episode is like the best of the series.
Really?
Like, same thing with Breaking Bad.
True. That's a good point.
I liked the last episode of Breaking Bad.
I mean, I did too, but the second to last was like, it's because they finally caught him. Like,
Yeah.
he's running away from everybody. He kidnaps his daughter,
Yeah.
and then he leaves her in the truck.
That's true. I feel like the second to last episodes are like when all the action, like when it all comes down, and the last episode's just a way to kind of put a bow on it.
Yeah.
You
That's
know
what
what I
it
mean?
is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you can't fit everything in one episode.
Well, like Dexter should have been like the second to the last season, maybe even the third to the last season, and they could have ended it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's new there's like, did you see Dexter Undead or something like that that's coming out?
Yeah.
It's like a new series.
Right. I did see that, and I don't understand it because that's what they did with the last one. It was like we all thought he died, and then they came out with that new season. It's like, psych, he's a fucking woodsman.
But isn't
he's
that
a fucking
prequel?
nerd.
Isn't that prequel like him? I've never seen Dexter.
Yeah.
You've never seen Dexter?
I've never watched an
great show.
episode.
It is you really need to watch it, and I think that there's a few little things that I don't think like you'd probably get annoyed with.
Penis.
And I think everybody got annoyed with, but the idea of Dexter and the inner monologue and things like that. In fact, I watched a video where they took away his inner monologue,
Really?
and it's just him sitting there, and it's like the most awkward.
Oh, I can imagine.
It is
That's
the
most of the show.
most awkward clips I've ever seen. But the inner monologue, all that stuff, it's wonderfully filmed. It's a great story, and I think you'll find some stuff of it just really hyper annoying, but I think you would get past it.
Yeah, but there is another one, like you said, the Dexter, like where he's a kid, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Which is also interesting because I'm pretty sure the kid and the dad are played by someone different. And like the entire Dexter series, he has his dad kind of like tagging along. And it's weird that I don't think it's the same actor. It's kind of confusing, but whatever.
Well, I mean, it's like the it's like all the Batman movies. They don't use the same Batman.
I get it, but like this is an instance where you could and probably should I guess if they could.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I bet, man.
Did y'all see Mountainhead?
No, that's the Steve Carell one. Right?
Steve Carell movie. It's like about 4 CEO/founders, like fucking hyper billion-dollar, billionaires really, except for one of them. And it's pretty interesting. I don't know if I want to do you want me to kind of tell you the
give me a high level overview.
Okay. So these
3 slides or less.
4 multi-billionaire entrepreneurs and 1 multimillionaire, and they've been friends for a long time, and they try to meet up once a year, something like that,
on a mountain.
This particular time, it's the least valuable man bought this house, and it's like the least valuable. He's worth $500 million. Like it's like but he's kind of got the short man syndrome because of it. But then one of them, because of AI, starts making shit happen around the world because honestly, have you ever seen AI videos that look super hyper real?
Yes.
And then you look a little bit closer, and you're like, oh shit, that can't be an actual explosion because that other car didn't move or whatever, right? Like you could tell it's not real, but like at first glance, it looks real. This movie is kind of about how AI could take the world into a tailspin.
Gotcha.
And so now they've got to figure out how to fix it or what to do.
Yeah, my experience with that type of AI.
And one of them is the creator of the company, and then Rami, which is he's awesome.
Rami Youssefson?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And he's actually kind of got the cure for his issue, and then so it's like this whole whatever. It's a great show. It's a great movie. It's weird, but it's great.
Yeah, my experience with the AI is just Caitlin Clark talking shit about Angel Reese. All right, so from the chat, so Christy says, from Wiki, the paper is an upcoming American mockumentary sitcom series created by Greg Daniels and Michael Coman. The series is a follow-up of the American mockumentary series The Office. In Toledo, Ohio. So I was right. Okay, it was Ohio. A documentary crew focuses the efforts on The Truth Teller, a historic but declining Midwestern newspaper trying to resurrect itself with volunteer reporters.
Okay, so a newspaper instead of a paper sales company.
Yeah.
I mean, still paper sales, but
yeah. It's just a different type of paper sales.
Yeah, I like it. That's cool.
I think it'll be good.
Hopefully it doesn't suck.
I hope
it's going to be on Peacock only, I think. It's Peacock exclusive.
Or you can be a Plex subscriber and maybe find it on Plex somewhere.
Maybe watch Pirates or something.
Chata. Haven't done it yet.
I actually
haven't done it yet. I've been waiting for the right moment.
So I actually I tested it out.
Yeah.
I scrolled through it and watched it. I was like, this is god awful
for 3 minutes, and he's like, all right, this is
no. Like I fast forwarded through different scenes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And oh my gosh, bad movie night. Except for it's not cool anymore to watch porn with your friends.
Don't get too much into it.
Yeah.
You just fucked it all up.
Sure.
She's not watching, is she?
Probably.
God damn
it. It's fine.
It's fine. It's fine.
It's fine. Everything's fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, we started watching Community. We watched all of Modern Family, and now the next comedy is Community. Honestly, should have picked up King of the Hill. But
can I say that I hate Rico Rodriguez? I hate Manny. I hate Manny so much in Modern Family. He's just like an annoying little fucking bitch. Like he's
Modern Family's got Sofia
Vergara.
Okay, yeah.
That's her son in the show. But it's like, it was cute when he was little, but he got older and it's creepy.
And he still has the same character.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
And I'm like, no one likes you.
I never got into it. I tried to. I never really got
into it. Not to mention his older sister looks exactly like him, but with long hair. It's just
like in real life.
Yeah, in real life. Like,
oh, okay, I don't know.
It's like so. I just want to punch him in the face
and punch his sister.
I want to punch his sister too,
just for looking. Like
I thought you had this whole Latin love for any kind of Latino.
No,
that is able to make it.
He didn't make it. He was, I'm sure.
At one point, you said something about how much you love the Island Boys because you're like, go get it. Some Latin men doing their thing.
Especially when they kissed each other. That was the cherry on top.
Dude, you actually did say this.
I was like, oh,
Early on.
I want to be in between that man sandwich. I want to stick my tongue in between their lips. And I want to wiggle it like a worm.
What's happening here?
I
Like
don't
a
know.
gusano.
I was being honest, and he's just taking it to a whole other level. I guess this is the real.
Spread my cheeks. No, yeah, man. That Rico Rodriguez is the worst.
I didn't even
thing
know
in
that was his
history.
name. He's just Manny.
I hate him so much. I know his name.
Wow.
Sorry.
All right.
I don't think anyone should hate anyone that much.
Yes, I hate
especially
him.
if you've never met them.
Hey, look, I hate Dan Patrick. I never met him.
Okay.
So since we're talking,
Yeah.
All right. I happen to agree with you on
since
that
we're talking about the TV stuff, let's just jump in real quick to. So they are rebooting King of the Hill, right?
Yeah.
We've alluded to that.
Not
We've
rebooting,
said
they're
that-
reviving.
reviving it. Yeah, well, I mean, a reboot, a revive, it's the same thing.
No, reboot means you're redoing it. Like you're.
Does it?
Yes.
No.
You're,
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Reboot. Reboot is like it's like whenever they.
All right,
What reboots have
like
they
Full
made.
House was a reboot, or
No,
Fuller
it was a
House.
revival. It was a revival. Reboots are like, for example, they're remaking like Blade Runner, or oh god damn it,
Is Fuller House a reboot or a revival? And also, is the new King of the Hill a reboot or a revival?
Fuller House is considered a revival because it continues the story of Full House with many of the original characters, just set years later. The new King of the Hill is also more of a revival.
Son of a.
Okay.
Well done.
Yes!
Oh, okay.
Well
okay.
done.
Okay. All right. So we got that. So then the Ghostbusters that was done with all the women
Was
was
a
a
reboot,
reboot,
yes.
and it was terrible. All right.
Thanks for that lesson. I had no idea.
Anyway,
Thanks, ChatGPT.
let's say okay.
You're
So
welcome. I spent money on this.
it's a revival. All right. So we've got this King of the Hill revival, and y'all both watched the opening.
Yeah, it's really
Scene?
good.
Yeah.
I saw the
I want to
opening.
slow it down and watch it again.
I
but-
saw the opening. I saw the sneak peek.
They got a 5G tower in the background of the opening behind Hank's house.
Oh, do they? I didn't even notice
It
that.
looked like, I guess, a new person moved into the house because they moved out.
It's
and
not.
then
It's an employee.
it's an employee.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I don't know this. I haven't seen the sneak peek.
Oh,
Thank you for ruining
it's
that.
the
for me.
first episode. You're not going to miss anything.
Wow.
Was it good?
Oh, the
Sneak peek.
Oh yeah, it was like just a little trailer. It was really good.
okay.
It was really good.
And it looks like Bobby's older.
Bobby
It
is
looks
20.
like all of them are older.
He's 21. Bobby's 21.
Okay.
Hank and Peggy are retired. They moved to Saudi Arabia
Oh.
to work for Aramco in propane.
Okay.
To get their retirement nest egg. And this is in the synopsis of the
Okay. Yeah.
of the show.
Okay.
What else?
They were able to. I know they were able to record all of because they got pretty
Six
much everything
episodes.
with Dale.
6 episodes.
Yeah, 6 episodes with Dale, and then they're
The,
gonna have
the
to.
rest are Toby Huss, who's doing. He did the voice of Cotton and Khan.
So they're just going to use his voice for Dale.
Yeah,
so Dale's
but-
still going to be.
So
okay.
the
I
way
figured
they
thought they'd
explained
kill
it,
him off.
the way they explained it, well, because they didn't kill off Luann or
Okay.
Lucky,
Okay.
because Tom Petty.
Yeah, Tom
and-
Petty was. Yeah, and then what's her face?
Brittany
Brittany
Murphy.
was. Yeah.
But they include them. They talk about them in the show. But he said that it's not him doing Dale. It is him doing his impression of what's his name, Johnny Hardwick. So it's more like Johnny. He's doing Johnny's voice instead of Dale's.
Okay, I gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. I'm hopeful and I'm optimistic because like watching some of the punchlines now in King of the Hill, they still hit pretty well and they still fit the current, I guess, state of America. Mm-hmm. You can still relate to it.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that just the new revival just amplifies that.
Comes out August 4th.
But is it just a cash grab? Because I mean, this seems to be like the running theme right now with all these shows, all these movies, everything. It's all these like revivals, reboots, trying to touch into the nostalgia of our generation.
Yeah, anything that's not A24 is just like a redo. I
Yes.
completely agree. It's just like it's a way to like minimize like failure because they know it worked the first time.
Right.
And they're going to get quick and early momentum. Yeah, it's kind of bullshit though. I mean, I like some of it, but not all of it.
It feels like there's no original ideas.
right.
left.
Where's the fucking originality?
But we're getting it from A24.
Right. Which, you know, I'll take it. A24 is fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, like with Civil War, and you had Moonlight, you had the Manhattan Project, or the Florida Project. A lot of great movies with A24 that their original ideas. Jordan Peele has been like doing really good stuff.
Yeah.
Who else? Oh, Spike Lee's got a new movie coming out with Denzel Washington that kind of makes him look like it's like Jay-Z mixed with the guy who ran Def Jam. That looks very interesting. That's an original idea. But you're right. Everything now is kind of just like, hey, let's redo this. Let's redo that. And it is aimed towards our generation or, you know, the generation before.
Right.
So, I mean, like you see a bunch of, even like the cast of shows we used to like making podcasts of the shows. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I follow one with Step by Step and Boy Meets World. And who else? And then they have one for Seventh Heaven. And they don't talk about the dad. They never
Really?
talk
Oh,
about the dad.
that's good. I just watched a movie recently. I don't know if y'all seen it yet. It came out in 2023 called No One Will Save You.
No.
It's about a girl she's at home, kind of just by herself, and there's this loud noise and something happens, and then there's this like alien creature in her house, and she ends up killing one of them.
Oh, shit.
And it's an alien invasion that's happening. It is a fucked up movie. It is, but it's really, really good.
Wait, are they invisible?
No,
Oh,
no,
okay.
no. These
like,
are.
do they? I saw some weird clip the other day. Another thing that keeps popping up is like these TikTok videos and reels and stuff. They're like explaining a piece of a movie that you've never seen,
Right.
and it seems interesting, but then you're like, this sucks. Why are they trying to make this sound interesting? Regardless, it was like an actress that I've recognized. She was like in a closet, and someone was getting pulled up by these like 4, I don't know, aliens, and they were like transparent, but then she could see them.
No.
Okay,
No.
never mind.
What?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna have to look it up.
It's
You got me, TikTok or Reels or whatever the hell.
I hate
Stupid videos.
I hate it when they do that because
Yeah.
and then I'm like, I kind of want to see this movie, but then if you download the movie or you find the movie and you realize like that one clip was actually the only good part of the movie.
If that, it was
Everything
just the
else
most
sucked.
intriguing
Yeah,
part
yeah.
of the movie.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Like those TikTok clips get me to watch shows. They're like, I'm like, this looks interesting.
It's like
I'm like,
Talking about porn?
yes.
I can't remember the
All
movie.
the girls I follow are just like OnlyFans models.
I can't remember the movie
Don't check.
that it was, but it was like the clip was this guy was like just kind of sitting in this like field on some steps stuff like there used to be a structure there, and he's gonna eat his lunch, and like 2 gangbangers come up and they're like gonna fuck you up because you're in our territory.
you
and
eating your sandwich on my territory.
pretty much like that, and he ends
Nice.
up beating the shit out of the guys, and I can't remember for the life of me what that movie was. It came out, I think it was like in the early 90s.
Shawshank Redemption.
Yes, that's exactly what it was. But again, it wasn't a good movie.
Yeah.
But that one scene like pulled me in to where I had to find it, and then I ended up watching. I was like,
Oh, was it Michael Douglas?
Yes.
Was it Falling Down?
Yes.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
Falling Down. Okay, I remember now. I remember that.
Yes, it's not a great movie. It's okay. It's not Michael Douglas's best
Finest work. Yeah.
You know, you're talking about movies that are like redone or whatever. Another thing that they're getting for, you know, pinpointing our generation is all of the like game, not just our generation, but people in general. Like a sure fire hit would be like your Minecraft, your Barbie, your old toys and video games and stuff.
Well, I mean,
They're-
Last of Us.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, so I mean,
Very true.
if you ever play the game, I mean, the game that Last of Us is a great game, and that has now sucked everybody in because you made them
Off.
sucked everybody off. If they redo the Resident Evils,
Yeah.
I mean, that would get,
That was a while back.
but that would get us, our generation.
They
Yeah,
did do the
They
Resident
did. They had all
Evils.
the movies.
I'm talking about they redid them.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
got you. Would you lose your shit if they did Red Dead Revival, whatever?
Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah, that's
I think that would be I honestly think it would make a great movie, but again, it's kind of like I don't know. There hasn't been a good Western that's come out in a long time. Like-
Well, they said there's a show on Netflix with Taylor Kitsch, and they said that's the closest thing you can get to a Red Dead Redemption show.
But I'm just saying, like in general, like movie wise, like I can't remember the last Open Range.
Open
was, like,
Range is
one
the
of
last
like
really
last good Western.
Yeah.
I mean, what was it? Magnificent Seven?
I mean, that's a reboot.
Was it?
It's a reboot, which
Really?
is a reboot of a reboot.
Yes.
Because the Magnificent Seven is a reboot of the original Magnificent Seven, which is a reboot of the Seven Samurai, made by Akira Kurosawa.
Yeah, he's actually that's actually true.
Really?
Like, yes. How he pulled that, I don't know.
Holy shit.
College Bowl.
Yeah, we haven't had College Bowl in a while. Yeah, I mean there hasn't been like a good Western, but yeah, I would lose my shit if they made a movie about because Red Dead Redemption, in my opinion, was probably one of the best storyline games that I've played in a long time.
Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yes.
Get it right.
Yeah, the second one.
I mean, another one that would probably kill, but it'd be very hard to do would be Grand Theft Auto.
You could do it with the with the storyline, like
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
But you'd have to have some kind of like twist on it, kind of like what was that one where he was an NPC?
Guy,
guy.
new guy, real good.
Ready Player One.
No.
Free Guy.
Free guy.
Yeah,
it'd have to be something borderline that, but raunchy.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know.
Which, okay, we're getting on the tangent of video games. I'm waiting for that thing from Black Mirror where you put it on your temple.
Yeah.
And you're in. Oh my God! There's another episode that I wanted to talk about too.
I have seen that one.
Which one?
That Black Mirror.
Where they're
And
two
then
guys.
and then they
do
fall
it?
in love. Yeah, I've seen that one.
Yeah.
I purposely looked for that one because it seemed really sweet.
It's like I want to see them do it. No.
That's
Yes.
That's what I wanted to see. No,
But
it seemed really sweet.
They're. Oh man, watch it, please. Please watch the new season.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm waiting for that technology. I mean, we already got the headsets, obviously. What we need is augmented reality. That's what's next. And then I want the one where your eyes like go gray and you're in the goddamn net, you know. But then again, what happens if they shut it off?
Right.
And we're stuck in.
I don't want anything that I can't like just lift off my face. You know,
True.
That's VR, bro. Like, let's just stick with that.
You don't
shit.
want any implants or anything.
I don't think I could.
You're not Neuralink yet.
I don't think that I could ever do that. Would y'all?
No. No, I would not.
There's a show that came out like in 2019 where they like predict the next 15, 20 years in England, and they have like Donald Trump, and it's like nuclear war with China and blah blah blah, and that's kind of a concept. Like somebody was like, "I'm trans," and they're like, "We respect your decision if you want to be a man or a woman." It's like, not transgender. I'm transhuman. Like, what's a transhuman? It's like where you download your consciousness and mind into the net, and you're like waves, like waves in the air and stuff like that. And I'm like, is that what would that be?
That I would do.
No.
I would save my consciousness or like part myself out if I could. I don't think that I would be cool with putting something that is going to change me and it could like turn off my brain.
Right. There's been too many movies out there with that concept, right?
However, if I had a disability or something like that, or if I, in the future go blind or something like that, and that's the way to get sight again, I would do it. Right.
Yeah.
But like, I think that if I was physically and, physical and able to do whatever, then whatever. I don't think I would do it.
So, I wouldn't do it. I'm at a point now where like the fact that how connected cars are to the internet freak me out.
Really?
Yeah, because I mean, like you hear, I mean, they've got hackers that have now hacked into different systems and stuff, and were able to control like, I think it was like some Jeeps or like Mopar vehicles. They were able to go in and actually like turn, because it's electric, it's drive by wire. A lot of the systems are now, and so it was able to turn the wheel and floor the gas and things like that. And so that in itself is pretty freaky.
Yeah, I don't know. It's only going to get worse with the cars, though. I mean, like the robo-taxis and shit is like, we're like 5 years away from that being like a pretty heavy norm.
Well, so there's a program called Comma AI, and they have a lot of vehicles that support, but it basically like gives you autopilot on vehicles that didn't have that type of.
Really?
Yeah. It's a few $1,000s. Some of the Toyotas can support it. I know it won't on mine as of yet, but.
Bullshit, really?
Yeah. So, the Chevy Bolt, it's like a plug-in hybrid.
Yeah.
And you can, because it's got systems in there that work with it, you can get Comma AI and install it. And it's, like I said, it's a few $1,000s. And it's open source, so if you don't have a vehicle that's supported, if you can write code, you can code your own system, right?
Wow.
and literally have an autopilot. Like it's got the same technology. It's scanning the road. It's driving. It goes. You plug in where you want it to go and hit the cruise control and tell it to go, and it goes.
Our car does kind of like assisted driving like that.
Yeah. Yes. I mean, my Toyota does that too. It has that assisted driving. But we're at that point now. Like these companies are coming out, but still, it freaks me out a little bit because like all it takes is, some hacker to get into it, or like. I'm going to go and jump into like the whole Russia thing that just happened with Ukraine, because we were talking about it in the group chat. But they drove these, they snuck these vehicles into Russia, right?
Yeah, big
these
18-wheelers.
18-wheelers, these cargo trucks. They put drones, so they were drones inside of them. And Russia's got this whole, like, they've got this whole setup where they're scanning to, like, search for these drones. And so they had signal blockers built in. And these things look like just regular 18-wheelers and regular shipping containers. And so one of the other things is they got the extra, so there's two types of shipping containers. There's these regular size ones, and they've got the extra tall ones. So if they did the regular size ones, they would have had to extend it, and it would look out of place. So they got the extra tall ones, and they were able to build these launch pads inside, right, that had these explosives, these shape-charged explosives, and they drove them as far as, like, into Siberia. Like, we're talking all the way over into almost China.
Wow.
And had these strategically placed around these air bases, and they blew up. They launched them all at the same time, and they blew up 30% or like 33% of Russia's bombers and some of their like 5th gen fighter jets and stuff like that.
I did see the video of inside the drone, flying and
Really?
Yeah.
And hitting the plane.
It's nuts, dude. Like, because there's a page I follow on Instagram. It's strictly like drone videos on the battlefield in Ukraine, and going there. You see like the Russian soldiers like trying to shoot them.
Oh yeah,
and running, and then the video stops, freezes, obviously because it's exploded.
Right,
and
it's
it's
gone.
killed these guys. So
It's
watching
wild.
the videos from those hitting the planes, I'm like, dude, this is warfare now is just going to be crazy.
Well, so they're saying,
Yeah, it's weird to think though, because like we as a country haven't really been to war in a long time, and right. And when we did, it was mostly like guns and planes and bombs and stuff like that, right? But now that we can see that happening on the other side of the world, and all the current technology that's happened in the last 15, 20 years, it's wild to think that that's active. Like when Chase mentioned that in the group text, and when you were talking about it, I was like, that's fake. That can't be real.
No.
Like, I was seriously like, that can't be real.
and they have fiber optic drones now, where it's literally controlled by a fiber optic cable. So like its range goes so much further, which is weird because it's tethered to something.
Yeah.
But it can go so much further, and they've showed pictures now of like fields where these fiber optic cables have now been they're just littered everywhere from drones.
How does that work? What is it? I mean,
It's like having
a
really-
mile long fiber?
Yes.
Because fiber's not cheap, or it didn't used to be. I don't know.
I don't know either.
I mean, I guess there could be like plastic fiber.
But
now,
that's
probably.
what that's what it is, and like it's a crazy thing. But they're saying that this is basically the equivalent of Russia's Pearl Harbor, in a sense. Like,
I mean,
how
many people died though?
But I'm not talking about the death, but like how much like actual strategic assets were destroyed in a calculated attack, right? So I don't know how many people died, but they're just saying that like if you're looking at like strategy wise, it's kind of the same equivalency in that sense.
I mean, is it bad for me? Like, I have not been paying attention to a lot of the Ukraine-Russia stuff recently, but like, good?
I say good.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
I'm all for it.
I mean, it was strategic, right? It wasn't like they went and bombed full-ass cities or anything like that.
I'm not opposed to what happened, but like what's happening is just like it's
overall the whole thing's ridiculous.
because now we're getting to like we are kind of in a proxy war, but they attacked and they destroyed like 30-something% of their aircrafts, and so now it makes me feel like there's going to be a pretty significant retaliation.
Yeah, facts.
And that kind of freaks me out.
Do you think like, what if a nuke's involved?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, if we're going to compare it to our Pearl Harbor,
I think the world stops. I think God forbid that happens, the world just stops.
no.
Everyone will be on their toes, and our area is a target.
Yeah, we need to leave.
Yeah.
It's a target
We
because
need to
we got
leave.
the base, and
The base isn't, so that's not a target. So
Yeah,
much
I don't think
anymore.
it's a nuclear target.
It's not anymore.
isn't it like out in Weatherford though, where they have like soft targets?
No.
What the hell is in Weatherford?
No, not in Weatherford.
Is it the brewery? Are they after the brewery?
Maybe Abilene. Because
Yes.
Abilene's got a pretty strategic Air Force base out there.
Really?
Yeah.
I say Amarillo because they got the big Texan.
That's
They got the big Texan. We have to destroy them.
well. So
They
Dallas is because of Big Tex.
Oh, yeah.
They're
Kill
actually-
the big cowboy.
They're trying to burn him down again.
They're afraid that Big Tex might actually because he'll win the war.
We destroyed him once.
They're confused. They think he's a real person.
Exactly. They're like they've got.
They've got a giant.
They have giant man who sells corn dogs.
Welcome to
Come, comrade. Comrade Big Tex.
State Fair of Texas.
Kill Russians. Oh my
God.
That's what he says. It's crazy. No, it's yeah. We're living in some.
Death to all.
We're living in some wild times, but like the circle back.
With the hand and everything.
Tips his hat. So long, comrade.
Like a boots clip or something.
But what if we're what if all this is actually just AI generated and none of this has actually happened?
What if?
Yeah. Is there any way of
Videos,
really
yeah.
knowing? I mean,
We gotta go there.
I mean, the Mount Etna.
We have to go there.
All right.
The Mount Etna volcano explosion, somebody posted a video of, and
Oh, yeah.
they posted one that was real, and they posted another one where a lady's like, "Hey, look," and she's like, "Oh my God, what's happening?"
All those
And it's-
people, but the first video with all those people running.
yeah,
though, right?
yeah, they're like, "Oh shit," and they're like, "Should we run? Should we get out of here?" And they're like, "Yeah, let's go. We need to go."
But I mean,
Yeah, that
we're-
new Google VO video creator thing.
I haven't messed with it
I think
yet.
that's what it's from, right? Like it's gonna get wild. Oh man! Like it's got audio and
Yeah.
music and background sound effects and shit. It's gonna get crazy.
So I that video though the one you're talking about where it's like they added the people into it.
Yeah.
It reminds me of. Have you seen the video from one of the towers has already been hit? There's these college kids are up in this like apartment and they're drinking beer.
Houston. Yeah.
Shane Gillis, it's one of his favorite. He thinks it's like the funniest reaction ever, and it kind of. I'm gonna say it. It is like you watch and you're just like, because she's like, and she's like, ah. Yeah.
You knew. I mean,
Right.
There was already shit going down.
Yeah. So like, but that seeing that video and then seeing that video, I'm like, that one was real, but like, it seemed plausible for the one that he's talking about.
Right.
So, I'm into watching like 9/11 shit.
Yeah. I'm aware.
So now I've moved over to World War II, and so I'm listening to like December 7th, 1941 radio clips where they're like having a radio show, and the news breaks in, and they're like, breaking news from Pearl Harbor. Pearl Harbor's been attacked. The Japanese have made a surprise attack to the Pacific Islands.
And they talk in the transatlantic accent.
Yes.
That's what's weird. Do you know that? Like
No.
that. So there was a radio accent called transatlantic accent.
Trans Am. Right? No.
Trans Am. They talk,
talk like vehicles.
Transformer Optimus Prime.
Yeah. The Atlantic,
Attention,
it's in like the
humans.
Atlantic Ocean. It's a specific accent that they used in radio broadcasts or whatever. It was that whole like see and like the mobster.
Listen here,
shit.
Jack.
Yeah, that it's weird.
Don't beat your wife tonight. She didn't burn the roast on purpose. No.
So they spoke like that on purpose because it was their radio voice. Like
Yeah.
I thought that was
it
just
was
kind of
their
I
like
think that's where the term radio voice
was a radio voice.
Yeah, I get that, but like. But everyone's got like you can pick out a radio voice. And, Tim's got a good radio voice, but he doesn't sound like a radio person.
I'm not trying to do the voice, right? Like that's the thing.
Right.
But they're actually they were talking like that too.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
But
But on these radio things, it's weird because they'll cut in and they're like, "We'll cut in for if there's more breaking news," and then they'll go back to the radio show, who has to be quiet and has to listen to this breaking news, and they're like, "Oh man,
and
well,"
then they got to go back to acting.
Back to performing.
and they do. It's like radio shows where it's like you're watching Today's show.
Yeah.
And so I listened to that, and I listened to after like the atomic bomb dropped, and they're like, Truman threatens during the Potsdam Declaration the Japanese would have severe death and killing and blah blah blah, and holy shit. Yes,
And that's
man.
for special interests.
Special interest section right there.
There is a video though TMZ just released that you'd be interested in.
It's about World War II 9/11.
No, it's about 9/11. It's the fifth plane.
Oh, I did see that.
So
I
it's
did
like
see
30 minutes long. They're talking about that there was a fifth plane that was supposed to be used, but the government's keeping it a secret.
that. Yeah,
Really?
because they ran out the back and they took off running.
Did they get away?
They got away.
No shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, because whenever they grounded the plane, and then whenever people entered the plane, they found like the hatches on the floor removed and stuff like that. Yeah, it's a 30-minute. I think it's 30 minutes long. It's on YouTube.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's kind of interesting.
Crazy Bars I've heard said it's a specific accent.
Yeah,
They thought it was cool in the 30s.
it was, and then they used it. So they didn't just use it on like radio shows. They used it for like baseball games and like it's the baseball announcers and all that stuff. It's very strange.
Don't let Johnny bring his fans into your caboose.
Every once in a while, I'll come across this guy on TikTok Live.
See, look, Ernie says it's the transatlantic.
Yeah, transatlantic accent.
Honestly, I didn't even know what it was called.
Yeah.
There's this dude that he dresses for that era of time, and it's in black and white
TikTok.
on TikTok.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
he's just
yeah.
talking, and he'll interact with people, but talk in that accent. It's bizarre, man.
That's cool.
Yeah. All right. So I wanted to get into we kind of jumped all over the place, but I wanted to get into what has happened in the state of Texas with the THC ban, the hemp farm bill stuff. And
wait, hold on. Ernie, if you and anybody in the group chat want to call or anybody listening live wants to call the phone number is 817-677-0407. Again, it's 817-677-0407. If you want to call in, and we will have you on the show live.
okay, so on that though, Dan Patrick has made an ass out of himself.
When hasn't he, though?
But he's really doubled down here, and I want to play a short little clip here. Not this clip. Hang on. Pause.
It's just like two dudes like wrestling over a sausage.
That's all it is.
No, give me the sausage.
So here we go.
These THCs and these smoke shops, they're dangerous, they're poisonous, and they are deadly.
I wanted to give an official response to Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick. They are trying to take away 53,000 jobs of hardworking Texans right now and essentially hand our entire industry over to 3 license holders within the Texas Compassionate Use Program. And yet somehow he's making claims that people are dying from what we do, they're becoming psychotic. All of this crazy nonsense that he is literally making up. And it makes sense. If the hemp industry goes away, which had an $8 billion economic impact last year alone in Texas, guess where that money is going to go? Guess who is going to get rich for being involved in the Teacup program and within those companies? For those of you in the House that understand what is going on and being pressured by the Lieutenant Governor, we highly urge you to protect the 53,000 Texans that are very hardworking and dedicated to doing the best thing for Texas possible.
These THCs.
The crazy thing about all that, right?
Is that he said these THCs?
Yeah, that's one of them.
Kick it off with a bang.
Jesus.
But the other one is the fact that we're going to affect 53,000 jobs.
Yeah.
Right? And the claims that he's making of how it's turning people psychotic, it's killing them or whatever. One of the press release parts, he holds up a bag and says, "You don't even know what's in these things." And the guy who was speaking, he's the CEO of Hometown Heroes, who's a THC
Great brand out of Austin.
Delta, whatever brand here, in Austin, Texas. And he's like, "No, actually, it has all the ingredients on the back here. There's a QR code that you can scan that'll take you to the lab results and the letter of authenticity."
Yeah.
And all that. And he's just spouting all this nonsense. He makes a claim because there's a reporter there that was talking to him, and he's like, "Would you consider just regulating it or whatever for adults to use?" And Dan Patrick flipped out on him.
Yeah, he did.
And he starts going off, and he's like, "I'm trying to keep you safe too." And all
This
this
is just for kids.
Do
It's
you
for
want
adults
this? He's
too.
like, do you want this? Here, you can have it.
Well,
Who else wants this candy?
I want the candy.
Well, I'm like surprised. Someone's like,
Yeah.
raise your hand if you want some.
He went on to say, like, he's like, it wasn't just kids. There was a person that walked in front of a train. He was a 21-year-old. He was an adult. I'm saving the adults, you know, and whatever.
How many DUI accidents happen weekly? And like, I don't know. I think it's crazy that there's so many politicians that just throw out these claims.
Yes.
Without statistics, without proof, without reason,
Right.
really. And they're just throwing it out there. And when people send reason to them or ask them questions, they just deflect.
Yeah, well, they had law enforcement officers up there, like, you know, against this or against THC. They were on his side or whatever, and saying these claims with no actual empirical evidence or statistics or anything either, which is crazy. And you can go on to Fort Worth Mugshots, which is on Facebook, and you can scroll through that. I don't know who's running and how they're doing that, but they're just popping mugshots up there from everything going through Tarrant County right now. But you can scroll through there and click on each one and see what they're in for. And I went through a bunch today just looking, and so many of them are for DUIs. Mm-hmm. And like there was several that were like DUI second, DUI third.
Yeah.
And here we are not doing anything about that other than throwing people in jail, but we're not trying to, you know, not banning alcohol because prohibition happened and that was a big mistake, right? We're in another prohibition era right now.
Well, somebody asked him that, like, well, how about alcohol? Like, you know, it's regulated and, you know, people still get into accidents. And then he was like saying like, well, I know you're part of the media, you know, blah, blah, blah.
Which he's saying that he's part of the problem. Like he literally said the media is part of the problem.
So he's just pulling a Trump out of the playbook is what he's doing. Because that's exactly what he does.
No, because Trump was for,
I'm saying
not
from
getting petty crimes.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying from the respect.
Yeah.
Like I don't like what you're saying, so I'm going to talk shit about you as the media.
That's
instead
liberal
of
media. Yeah,
your
you can,
actual like question with a real answer.
But I will say the beauty of this though is that it is banning sales in Texas,
right?
But federally, it is legal. Like the hemp bill, the federal hemp bill makes this legal. So you should still be able to order it and have it shipped to your house.
Is it codified? Like,
I want to say that I could be wrong in this, but I thought I saw something that said that if you were in possession of it, it is also like they could take legal action.
Well, I'm sure.
So
just like but so many cities have decriminalized it.
Right.
When are reporters gonna like call them out and just like tell them you're a fucking liar? Like you're bullshit.
Did that. Did y'all see that Trump interview where he was talking about like the the gang?
The MS-13.
Yeah, and he's like MS-13. He's like, well, actually, that was photoshopped, and he talked about it for 3 to 4 minutes, saying like, no, it wasn't, and like. It was.
Yeah.
100% was.
Why can't we be reporters and just go in there and
be friends?
and just walk in and be like, you're a fucking liar.
Like, I want to check your computer, you fucking pedophile.
He's a liar. Get him.
That man
public arrest.
Watching people fuck his wife.
All right, so obviously
He's
I feel
a cuck,
like
I tell you.
He's a cuck, I say.
We're all against the ban.
Yeah, fuck it. I want to ban it. Ban all weed.
I have no skin in this game because I can't partake in any of it.
Right.
Either, I have no skin either, except my foreskin.
But I am still 100% for it. I think I mean
for the ban.
No.
Hey, what the fuck, man?
I'm 100% for making it legal. You know, it's
I mean, it already was.
Yeah.
I mean,
and keeping it that way.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's crazy. Like the statistical proof about like the 50-something thousand jobs, the $8 billion that it's pulling into the economy. Not to mention, you think about all of the local businesses that are getting impacted. Like, I've never seen so many breweries stand up for something other than beer. Have y'all seen that? Like Turning Point, Martin House, all of these beer brands that have a THC seltzer or THC variant or something like that. Like, that's going to be hugely impactful to their business too. So it's 100%. Not just, you know, these weed shops or whatever.
There are people who are what I consider sober-ish,
right?
In the sense of like they don't want to consume alcohol. They've had either a bad relationship with alcohol or whatever. They've got a good relationship with THC. They want to go out. They still want to have fun, and they can have a seltzer. Most people have like maybe 2.
Yeah.
Have you ever noticed that? Like you go out and have a THC seltzer, it's like 2. I'm having 2 of them.
Do you know why that is?
Because you get really fucked up if you have more than that.
And you have to what?
you have to pee.
You have to drive home.
You have to
go.
drive home. I was
feel
like, what?
the people that are
Yeah.
that are doing THC products or something like that are more reclusive, and so it's like either I'm going to have one and go back home, or take two and go home before it hits.
Yeah.
When you're drinking alcohol at a bar, how many are you going to stop at? I mean,
10,
realistically,
15.
right? And what are you going to do? Maybe Uber, probably should Uber, but
Yeah.
you're probably going to fucking drive.
There's
It's
a
so
lot of
much
people who
more
do, yeah, yeah.
dangerous.
Dude, the other night on Friday, it was Anthony and Natasha's daughter's graduation from high school, and we all went to La Playa. It was like 40, 50 people there. We got drunk. We decided to go, well, most of the people go to Rabbit Hole, and I just kept drinking and drinking. And I'm a binge drinker. So, like, I was, like, fucking out of my mind. Thank God Tammy, like, was the sober one to drink, or drink.
The sober drinker.
But, man, I fucking if I would have had, like, a gummy, I would have needed to drink all those fucking
No, you would have
beers.
been chill.
I also think like even if you mix the stuff, right? If you mix a little bit of alcohol, a little bit of THC,
Done it before, yeah.
I feel like if you take if
No, you haven't.
if
You're
you
right.
if you
You're right. I'm
consume
joking.
if you consume the THC first and it starts to hit and you maybe have one or two drinks, you're probably only going to have one or two drinks that THC is going to hit. It's going to slow your actual alcohol consumption down.
You don't want anything except for
You want food.
you want to impact other local businesses because you got the munchies like a motherfucker, and all of a sudden you're ordering food in.
And now you're keeping Arby's alive.
Right.
You
Come
got
on. Well, I
keeping-
mean, that's not a local
You're
business,
keeping
but yeah, come
Ponchos
on.
alive.
Keeping Chiba Hut with that delicious ass peanut butter and jelly honey sandwich they got.
All right, that's a good place to stop for just a second because we all like Chiba Hut, right?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
What's your order at Chiba Hut?
Fuck. It's been so long since I've been. You go first.
There's only one order for me, baby. 2 orders for me.
Yeah.
Meatball sub.
Okay.
Always meatball
Sure.
sub.
Yeah.
I have to add green peppers, tomatoes, and then I'll have Kool-Aid with it.
You got which
Gotta go hard with
which
that
color?
Kool-Aid. Red.
Red. Yeah. Yeah. You gotta
And
go with the
then
red.
If I'm feeling a little randy, then I decide to get peanut butter and jelly sandwich with honey on it.
From there?
From there,
They have that?
It's
Oh, yeah. They
fucking
got a PBJ.
good.
No way.
Dude. You are not living life.
All right.
If you have not.
I
had
mean,
one.
I do that at home.
So they
Yeah,
have
I can make my own. I have bread and peanut butter and jelly and honey.
Actually, we don't usually get bread. We'll get like a carb smart tortilla, and I'll put like peanut butter and jelly or peanut butter Nutella and some banana and a little bit of honey, and that's my like
That's like a crepe almost.
snack after, munchy snack.
yeah.
So there's 2 sandwiches that I do. They're both of them actually like from the secret menu.
Popeyes.
I do
course they are.
the Darth Vader,
Ooh.
which has got the jalapeno cream cheese. It's basically
Oh,
it's
that
basically
sounds great
it's
already.
basically a Cali Mist, which is their chicken sandwich. It's got the
Avocado, right?
yeah, but it's kind of like that, but it's got salami on it, and it's got jalapeno cream cheese. It's got all the stuff, dude. It's good. It's spicy. It's flavorful. But the other one I do is they have like a sticky, like a Thai sticky or something like that, or sticky Thai or whatever.
Yeah, that's the one I do.
I have them add
It's like pineapple.
I have them add peanut butter. It's a teriyaki chicken sandwich.
Yeah.
Add peanut
Ooh.
butter, and then add jalapenos to it.
I did not know that was a thing.
Peanut butter, yeah, that sounds like it could go hard. It's weird.
Peanut butter elevates a lot of things.
Agreed.
Peanut butter on a burger. Chad and I had we had our peanut butter boy, or not peanut butter boy. That's over at Big Cat. But we had the peanut butter, the Ravi Sankar.
Yeah,
that they
over at
did
Rodeo
over at
Goat.
Rodeo Goat, and then ever since then I've been craving peanut butter burgers.
Now I want to do a peanut butter burger.
Dude, Big Cat. Have you had
yeah,
Big Cat's
it's good.
peanut butter boy?
It's,
Yeah,
it's almost too much though. Like I want like a
small,
a slider.
I get a small one.
Oh, you can?
Yeah, you can get 2. There's 2 sizes. I get the small
Okay.
one now. Yeah,
Nice.
dude. It's fantastic.
So yeah, I either do the Thai stick like you mentioned, or I'll do the White Widow, which is the bacon ranch.
Oh, yeah.
Bacon chicken ranch
bacon
thing.
ranch?
Yeah.
All right, so I want to play another clip, and this is from the CEO of Hometown Heroes. There's actually 2 that I'm gonna play, and I just love. So I have to kind of describe what you're seeing because not everybody's gonna be able to see it. But it was Dan Patrick doing the whole like throwing the shit,
Yeah.
and all that. All right.
Does anyone want to try any of this? Anybody want this bag? Okay.
Whoa, coming in hot from Dan Patrick right there. This is our Rice Krispie treats. And they have all of the ingredients on the back and a COA, so you can tell what is in them, despite what Dan Patrick said. These are 25% off right now on the website in honor of Dan Patrick. Coupon code is Dan Patrick. Love you guys. Happy hunting.
That's awesome.
So there's that one, and then there's one more.
On the group chat, heard he
All
likes
of this THC that's been poisoning kids and adults. Here you go, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, officer. Appreciate all you do. This is the box from Dan Patrick's office, hand curated. The coupon code is going to be Dan's Delight, DANSDELIGHT. Check this out. We've got our Cinna Crunch treats. We have the Cocoa Crisp, the Fruity Rainbow. All three are amazing if you haven't tried them before. We've also got our caramels, which are absolutely incredible if you like caramels. And our live rosin gummies, day and night discovery packs.
Those are
all
legit.
these products straight from Dan Patrick's office to you. This box is $99 for all of this. It is the steal of the century. Ingredients on all the packaging, full panel testing so you know exactly what is in these products. Absolutely amazing. Love you guys. Happy hunting. Enjoy.
We'll take.
What a good deal.
Yeah.
And what a good on them for taking that as a marketing opportunity. Not only one, because if it does pass, everyone's got to completely get rid of their inventory by September, but also just taking advantage of it and also spouting the good word in the middle of doing it all. That's a good business.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's a really good business.
He if I could consume these products, I would support his company 100%.
I'm going to buy them right now.
Yeah,
because he is
got it up on my
he's a very he seems like a very genuine, down to earth guy.
Yeah.
I think it's great.
One more thing that I was going to mention, and I forgot what I was going to say, but I didn't want you to move on before I said it, and then I forgot it. So,
Do you remember what you're going to say?
no.
All right.
Real quick on the group chat, we were talking about food. Hervey says banana split and the boomstick hot dog.
Ooh.
And Governor Lazy Legs needs to veto the bill. Absolutely. They should sue him for using their product. Take his alcohol bribe money. That's right, because lobbyists that are with the alcohol, the alcohols people donate to Dan Patrick.
Oh, yeah. That's probably the biggest part of it. No, so I do remember what I was going to say. So I did, there was a petition that a lot of the breweries and stuff like that were trying to send in. So I submitted a little letter or whatever. And should I read the response?
Yes.
From Governor Greg Abbott, because essentially it's all down to him at this point, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, dear Mr. Butler, thank you for contacting the office of the governor concerning Senate Bill 3 by Senator Charles Perry relating to the regulation of products derived from hemp, including consumable hemp products and the hemp-derived cannabinoids contained in those products. We have shared your correspondence regarding Senate Bill 3 with our legislative and policy staff who have been monitoring the bill during the legislative session. At this time, Governor Abbott is closely reviewing all bills passed by the legislature. Man, that is a hard word with a cancer tongue. Legislature. That's a difficult one for me to do. Legislature, and sent to his desk. By Constitution, the governor has until June 22nd to take action on this piece of legislation. So, I mean, obviously, it's pretty fucking cut and paste, boilerplate for them. But
yeah, they're reviewing it. They took
apparently.
Yeah, he's seen your letter.
And they were trying to get 100,000 people, and I think they got well over that already.
Oh yeah,
which is awesome.
Well, so one of the videos I saw them just wheeling boxes of letters into his office. That's crazy. All right, so I want to talk about the stuff that we've talked about, where I thought there should be a juiced league, and now all that's happening.
Yeah,
so that's
you talked
cool.
about that shit years ago.
Yeah, so that's cool. That's happening, and I'm excited about that. But I also want to talk about Banana League.
So are we going to get into the first one?
Yeah, let's get into the first one.
Okay.
So I want to talk about both of those.
Okay.
So the Juice League.
Yeah.
What do you know about this? Because you sent it to me and showed me a little bit about it.
Yeah, so I listened to this daily tech and news podcast, and they were talking about how they briefly touched on it, and I thought I was having a fever dream or something. I was like, wait,
this is something I've been talking about for years.
This is something that I've heard of before. Apparently they're going to let these athletes get all doped up on steroids or what, performance enhancing drugs, and actually compete as if it was the Olympics type thing. And I was like, that sounds eerily familiar. And then I sent it over to you, and I was like, holy shit, this is real. So years ago, for those of you who are listening, watching, whatever, Tim mentioned, I wish there was a juiced league where people could just do whatever they want, and then we get to see the real beasts competing with one another, right? And that's exactly what it is. I don't know all the sports. I'm actually very curious, but there's a lot of money behind it. I think it's this whole venture capitalist thing behind it that they're trying to push. It's almost like, ESPN the Ocho, except for a juice league type situation.
All right, so Jesse Magnuson, he's an Olympic swimmer. His transformation now, because he's going to be in the Juice League, is absolutely insane. I wish I had pictures the physique, the physique change alone is crazy.
Yeah. Let me see.
We don't know how much he's on. Let me see if I can find a picture of it.
Okay.
I don't know how much he's on.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can find it. I don't know we don't know what he's on.
Can you imagine if they like bring up these athletes and instead of telling you like their history or anything like that, they tell you exactly their regiment and
what's their dosage and like how much their fucking stat sheet is like their cycles.
Right.
I mean, this is what true potential in sports should be.
I feel like this is kind of what the UFC was going to be at first.
Oh,
for
like
boxing.
no rules, like no rules.
Right. And then, and it's not quite that anymore, but when it came in, it was like anyone could fight anyone. It was just like a shit show. I feel like this is going to be that where people are going to watch it probably. And it's just going to take off.
It's going to be like, there was a show in the 90s, like a cartoon called Mutant League. Kind of like that. It's like they're all like, oh no, but they don't juice. They're just monsters. Yeah, there was an episode about juicing, and then one of the guys was like, I'm a juicer. Yeah, it was crazy. Never mind.
Okay, so hang on.
Fucking ADHD.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna show you this. This is crazy. Okay, so this is basically.
Should I ask ChatGPT about the Enhanced League?
Yes.
So this is before and after.
Holy fuck, that dude is a unit. Holy
God damn.
Like he was already pretty.
was already
He was in
fucking
shape
stacked.
for a
Yeah, he
swimmer.
was in shape.
But now he looks like a fucking linebacker.
He's got wings. He's got fucking wings.
Yeah, he does. That motherfucker didn't even have to swim. He just glides to the water.
Apparently, he's already broken a record, and they're saying, "Well, it doesn't count because he's whatever. It fucking counts."
What's he called? The Enhanced League?
Yeah, it's like
He should be a part of that 1 man, 2 or 3 women fighting.
What can you tell me about the new league where they can be juiced on drugs and performance-enhancing drugs and whatnot? I want to know like the sports, some of the top contenders, and what it's all about in a short synopsis.
yeah, it's called the Enhanced Games.
Let's see what ChatGPT has to
Let's
say
have a
about it.
think.
I think I broke it.
He's like, "What? What the fuck are you talking about?"
The Enhanced Games is a proposed international sporting event where athletes can use performance-enhancing drugs without the restrictions imposed by traditional sports organizations. It aims to push the boundaries of human performance and provide a platform where enhanced athletes can compete openly. The sports involved would likely mirror traditional Olympic events, and there's been interest from athletes looking to push the limits of human capabilities. It's still in the conceptual phase, but it's generating a lot of buzz and controversy.
I would like
All
to
right.
see Olympic athletes do this.
He is an Olympic athlete. He's won
these
gold.
are ex-Olympians.
So Magnuson retired from professional swimming in 2019 at the age of 28, leaving the sport as the world record holder in the 100-meter freestyle for someone wearing a textile suit. World Aquatics banned swimsuits with polyurethane during competition in 2009, setting a time for 47.10 seconds. During his career, he had twice won gold in the 100-meter freestyle at the World Championship, while he also picked up a silver and 2 bronze medals at the Olympic Games. He announced in February 2024 that he would be coming out of retirement to compete in the Enhanced Games, where athletes are not only allowed to use PEDs, but also awarded $1 million if they manage to break a world record in either the 100-meter sprint or 50-meter freestyle. Magnuson prepared to swim in the latter event, but he claims he had to refine his doping program in order to optimize his speed after packing on too much muscle.
There was an episode of Dragon Ball Z where one of the characters, Trunks, powered up and
Made him go faster?
made him bigger and beefier, which power level wise was greater than, quote, Perfect Cell. Perfect Cell was a perfect being by absorbing 2 androids, which made him the perfect specimen to fight.
What happens if you absorb 2 iPhones?
Then you're super. No, I can't say that's racist. But so he absorbs 2 androids, but Trunks going Super Saiyan goes like a little step above, which is like a Super Saiyan, but not Super Saiyan 2. So he overpowered and became so big, even though he was like stronger power level wise, his big bulging muscles made him slower. So he can fight as much as he wanted and tire himself out, but all Cell had to do was like duck and dodge and avoid him. He just
he would
tired
tire
himself
out.
out.
Yeah, yeah.
Tired himself out.
So
Dragon Ball Z, baby.
I think
story.
So I think like people already like to watch the Olympics, right?
Oh, I thought you were going to say Dragon Ball Z, but let's carry on.
People already like to watch the Olympics. this is going to bring in a whole new group of people
Hillbillies.
that want to watch like
Trump supporters.
No, I don't. I mean, I'm not. Maybe, but like, I don't want to watch people run track. But if we've got someone who's outrunning Usain Bolt because they're all jacked up on like meth or something, then I'm gonna watch that.
What drug makes a human being faster?
Well, I mean, they said there's some stuff that makes
Cocaine.
Yes. Oh, heart attack.
they've got some stuff that makes it helps with like blood, like oxygen absorption and things like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so that it was banned. That was one of the drugs that what's his face was on. Lance Armstrong.
Oh.
He was on one of those drugs, and it became a big deal because it's supposed to. It was a cancer drug, but it helps like the absorption of oxygen in the bloodstream and all that. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. The fact that they're going to give $1 million if you manage to break a world record in those two events is freaking cool. But like, I start thinking of like all the different things, right? Like, all right, baseball. You know, these you had, I mean, what was it, early 2000s, we had people cranking out world records, but they were...
Oh, in the 90s, late 90s.
Yeah, late 90s,
You had Sammy Sosa and Mark McGwire.
Mark McGwire, yeah. They were juiced up, yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, yeah, they were juiced up, but you still have to have the...
You still have to be good. It doesn't make you, just because you're on it, doesn't make you where
you sure?
can... Yeah. Like, you still have to be good at it.
Can I have robot eyes?
I mean, I could go get, jacked up on testosterone and a bunch of steroids and go out there and try to hit a
I'm
baseball.
jacked up on Mountain Dew.
But if I can't hit a baseball, it's not going to do me any good, right?
Right.
Like,
I don't know.
Okay, so I want Juice League baseball, but I want them to use metal bats.
Okay, yeah.
And I want to see... They can't have anybody in the stands because you're going to kill people.
Yeah.
You can't have anybody in the stands. Or you have to put a big net around everything because then cars are going to get hit in the parking lots too.
Ooh, true.
Yeah, it's... I like the way we're going with that. Now, on the flip side, y'all have heard of the Savannah Bananas, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Banana Ball. So now there's a Texas team. It's the Texas Tailgaters. They're joining this league.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
They're picking up a bunch of other. There's other teams that are going to be forming, and there's two critics, right? You've got people who are like, this is basically a bastardized version of baseball, and it shouldn't be played, and all that stuff, and kids aren't going to learn the fundamentals and all that stuff. Shut up. Right, so like your kid is going to a regular baseball game and watching it for the fundamentals. That's absolutely not happening. Maybe
Dude, everyone loved the Globetrotters.
Yeah.
Come on,
Yes.
This is
Real.
exactly what it is.
Exactly what
That's
it is.
exactly what it is. But here's the thing. So they're talking about how the CEO of Savannah Bananas has talked about how no, our guys are. I mean, they're doing double plays and they're pitching curveballs and they're doing their fundamentals. These are collegiate.
Dance like a motherfucker.
These are collegiate athletes and
Dude,
stuff like that.
they catch balls between their legs.
But then they're doing stuff like that too. And the rules they've changed. Like, so did you know that if you catch a home run out you're out in the stands, you catch a home run, that runner's out.
That's fun.
So they bring in.
That's fun.
They bring in like the people in the stands. They get to play. They get to be a part of it. When you step up in the batter box, you can't step out. Like, you're there now. Like
you can't call time and get out the box.
Yeah, and so they made it where it goes a little bit faster, and there's all these different little rules and things. They've changed it up.
Every game is 2 hours.
Yep.
Every game is 2 hours. Because, like, how long, when we were at the ball game, how long?
Oh yeah. You can have an hour and a half game. You can have a 3 hour game. Yeah, it's all over the
So
place.
every game is 2 hours.
So it's not inning based.
No, I mean it.
I don't know.
I don't know that for a fact. But
I guess maybe they blow the whistle once 2 hours. All right, 2 hours.
But they make it. But they make it 2 hours.
Game's over.
And these guys are getting paid. And they're going around traveling and all that stuff. And what's really cool about so Jesse Cole, he will take the time at the end of the game and sign autographs, and he's like the Post Malone of baseball. Mm-hmm. Security wants everybody out, and they're telling people to leave, and he's like, "No, I'm overriding that. Don't leave. You don't have to go. I will stand here and I will sign, and I'll meet every single person."
That's cool.
But what he's done now, because baseball, they say baseball has been kind of the numbers have been dwindling over the past several years.
Yeah.
Attendance is down and all this stuff, but yet they are selling out. I mean, they sold out. I think it was like the Angels state ballpark.
Wow.
I mean, completely 80-something thousand people
That's crazy.
to come watch them, and so they're adding more teams, and so now Texas has one of the tailgaters. I don't know where they're based out of.
They play I think they play in a couple of different spots here in Texas.
Yeah,
It's not just one.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and I looked. I actually saw that, and I was trying to find tickets, and they are not even here that often. It's like they're on the road.
Yeah, they're on the road.
But they will be here. I think it was like in the fall or something or late summer. I don't know.
But the whole thing is, he said we've got to do something, or baseball will die.
Yeah,
It almost died in the 90s during the strike. It almost killed baseball.
Yeah, and so this has revived that, and kids are getting. He's like, I've had parents come up to me and say, because of your game, my son now has taken an interest, or my daughter has taken an interest in baseball
My
or
son
softball,
doesn't do meth anymore.
and they want to learn the game. And all these players, a lot of them have like social media accounts where they're coaches too.
Right.
They're coaching kids on like how to do the different techniques and things like that. It's such a cool concept that's happening now, and I want more sports like that. We kind of had it. It's not quite as showman like the XFL. You get the NFL. Right. You got the XFL, a little bit different rules, but it's exciting. It's fun to watch. I want NFL Blitz.
Oh God,
shit, that would be awesome.
NFL Blitz was like 90s and 80s football. That's exactly
That'd
what it
basically
was.
just be juiced football.
Yeah, it is.
I want. We're back on the juiced. I want juiced football. I want juiced sports. I want a whole separate sporting league where it's all juiced.
Well, like, I don't know. Like, back to your point. Like, basketball had like Jordan that really kind of brought basketball after like. Magic Johnson and the whole your dude,
Larry Bird.
Larry Bird. Yeah. Then it was Jordan, and then Globetrotters, and then LeBron. He's kind of had this consistent like pull you back in somehow. Like there's some kind of entertainment factor, right? With football, you've got the Super Bowl, which is the largest event of the year every year, and then you also have like these huge backings of these teams and stuff like that. But then to your point, you got the XFL and like the different, like they had the bikini league or whatever it was.
Oh, you're right.
Right?
Yeah,
like
lingerie league.
Lingerie league. So you got these things that kind of pull you in, but keep you football focused, just like those things keep you basketball focused. And this keeps you baseball focused because there hadn't been shit since the fucking like when we were in high school or middle school, when it was the what was it, Mark? The duel. The guys were trying to see who could hit the most home runs that season.
Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa.
Sammy Sosa. Thank you. Yeah. So like baseball has been fun since then. Honestly, I mean, obviously our World Series, the Rangers a couple years ago. But like, when's the last time you're like, man, I can't wait to watch baseball?
It's always whenever there's like records.
Well,
that
you talk to Lance, and it's like, I feel like that every day.
Yeah.
Right.
I can't wait to watch baseball. You have
baseball people.
You have your diehard baseball fans, and I like to go watch a game, and I like to. I enjoy it. And if it's on, if it's on TV, if we're out and it's on a screen at a bar or whatever, yeah, I'm gonna be into it. But at the end of the day, like I'm not screaming like, oh my gosh, baseball's. But now I want to. Man, if I could get tickets to go to Savannah Bananas, dude, I want to go.
I feel it's like that with golf. I think that people don't understand that. You may see golf is boring on TV, but if you go to an event and you experience everything that's happening there, then you will kind of appreciate it a lot more. Especially if you're like on one of the course hole, the best hole in the field, because that's where everyone gathers, and of course everyone's quiet and erupts in applause and cheer.
I would love to go to like the Colonial would be cool during
it's cool,
whatever.
This is probably the last year I'll go this year, but it was fun. It's always fun.
But like I would like to go to like a pro-am, like see one of the pro-am tours,
or
like
celebrity.
Yeah, like I think that'd be fun. Something along those lines. But all right, I want to ask, like, I want to go through these sports real
8
quick.
inches thick. Oh, sorry. Okay, go ahead.
How? And we got to come up with a way to make the sport better.
Like any sport.
We're gonna go through the line. So I want to start with football.
Okay.
So I said I want NFL Blitz. I want the crazy. After the play's over, you can still go tackle somebody. But I want it to be real fast paced. Like I love watching the red zone.
Oh yeah.
Like so, my thought is. You shrink the field down. You make it smaller. All right. You can't. So if you make it smaller, you can't kick. You're still going to do your punt returns, but you can't punt. You got to
throw it.
But it's not the quarterback that throws it. It's got to be the kicker.
That's so fucking
That's so dumb. Yeah. So you're still keeping.
It's not dumb. It's your idea. It's great.
You're still keeping traditional. You're still keeping traditional. People. So you'll instead of having,
Traditional by having to kick or throw. Got it.
well, no, but I mean,
Make them blinds. Only blinds kickers.
I'm not saying it. I'm not saying it's the actual kicker. I'm just saying like.
Can you mute this real quick?
No. There you
I
go.
got an idea.
No. So, no, my thought is like you have like a kicker, right? But it's not the quarterback who is amazing at all the throws and passes, but you have somebody who's trained to they fucking just make bombs, right?
Yeah.
All right. So you have that. You got all your same positions for the most part, but there is no out of bounds. Like it's almost like if you take like the aspect of like arena like soccer,
Arena football. Okay.
yeah, right. Where
So yeah, there's arena football. It's like boxed in. Yeah.
right, so it's boxed
And it's
in.
a smaller.
Yep. So
goalpost.
you take kind of like arena football, but you shrink it down. So instead of 100 yards, maybe we're talking like 60 yards or 50 yards or whatever. And it's just fast. That's all it is. It's just fast, right? The only time that like outs are, if you go it's not out of bounds, but like if the ball hits the ground and it's not caught or whatever, it stops the clock, things like that. I think that would make, for me, it'd be more exciting to watch it, because the thing that drives me nuts, and everybody, this is what a lot of people love about football, is that like it's that endurance of that, just trying to get that 1 yard, trying to get right. It's that push, but it's too slow. For me, it's too slow. It's that stop and start.
Yeah.
I want it just to keep going. So if I put it on red zone, I can sit there and watch like multiple games, and it's all the action, and that's what I like. All right. So football. How would you fix football and make it better?
I think the juice thing, like, blitz.
Go back on like the
Blitz would be the best. If you could make like blitz real life, that would be the best. It's not realistic. So let me go to the next thought. My next thought is, I've not ever really watched much of rugby. Although I think it's interesting that you've got these super jacked guys without a whole lot of pads that are still extremely physical and doing something very similar to football, right? And so I think that if you find this like
it's like mixing rugby with
if you find this middle ground where like maybe people wear less padding, but it's still very physical, and maybe you kind of keep some of those rugby rules.
No helmets.
Where like where you just, or maybe the old school like
Old padded helmets.
yeah,
like
just a padded helmet, like something that keeps you safe-ish, but like also like it's almost like these days people have big trucks. It's like big trucks because they're safe. I'm like, well, now everyone needs big trucks because your truck can run over any little car.
Yeah.
If you're in a ton of pads, you're going to go as hard as you can and like hurt somebody. But if you're not in all pads, you're going to go crazy, but probably be a little bit safer in how you do it. Like rugby, those guys aren't like concussed all the time.
That's why like bare knuckle boxing is safer than actual boxing.
Is it really?
It is.
Interesting. Yeah, because you're worried about your own hand, right?
Well, not only that, but it's like the gloves are heavy. The gloves are heavy.
Oh, true.
And so like people have died, and they'll get punch drunk with using gloves. But instead of like getting your hands wrapped and fighting, that's the best way, because you get one good hit, that's it, you're done.
Yeah.
On the ground.
And then you can also break your own hand. So like you got to be mindful.
It's taped up. It's taped like bare knuckle boxing,
okay.
which by the
that's
way,
not true,
bare knuckle fighting is going to be here at Dickey's this month, I think, like a pay-per-view event. Have you ever watched the BFC?
Yeah, I enjoy it.
it's-
Jesse can't watch it. If I throw it on TV or if I catch it on YouTube or whatever, she's like, no.
It's entertaining as fuck.
And I'm like, that's what I liked about UFC. Very limited pads on your hands, and you're beating the shit out of each other. It's great.
So blitz,
Football rugby mix.
Football, rugby mints. Okay,
mix.
yeah. So how you fixing NFL?
Overtime rules instead of like scoring on each one. Have you seen those videos of those people laying down and then getting up and then charging at each other, trying to like one's trying to tackle the guy with the ball? You ever seen those? You never seen that?
It's like Red Rover? What are you talking about?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Like they're like lying like head to head.
Yeah.
And they'll blow the whistle. One will have the ball, and they'll get up quickly and try to knock the other guy over and go past him.
Oh,
I
so
think
it's like a
that'd be-
one-on-one?
Yeah, like
That'd
a
be fun.
one-on-one
For
And
overtime.
For overtime.
So kind of like a hockey face-off.
Yeah, that's my first
yeah.
thought.
Okay,
Yeah, so
yeah.
like each team gets 2 tries or 3 tries, I guess, if you're gonna be like even and stuff like that.
Or soccer. Soccer has that too.
soccer has penalties.
So you do one 1v1, or do you like
1v1,
1v1?
But like you have 3 players for overtime, and whoever has the highest amount of players that makes it through wins.
Okay.
It makes it like violent and entertaining.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. So you
I do
keep
like
the
that, yeah,
football. You just change that little bit.
Yeah,
I like that.
And you have the players like kind of like in these videos, like players are surrounding these guys.
Wow.
And they'll like, yeah, get up. And they get the whistle blows, get up, and they run towards each other.
Dude, that'd be entertaining, and I almost feel like football players would like that because it's, obviously it's a team sport, but this gives you the opportunity to be the fucking man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so like a lot of players would love that shit. That's a cool
Dude,
idea.
like they have a thing for they have a thing in like pee-wee football, like the parents and their kids will do it. But they'll
I've seen
usually
that.
take
Like the mom?
Yeah, the moms. And there are some the kids will like knock that shit out of their mom, and I'm like, bro, that's your mom. Stop.
And then sometimes they run to their mom like it's a brick wall. And
Yeah.
she's like, bitch. It's some good shit. Yeah.
All right. So basketball. I have a few ideas.
I swear to Christ, if you say trampolines on the floor.
Oh, that was my first thought.
No.
They already have that.
Oh, shit.
So like you take away the you make it more physical, where you can actually like, instead of you flop on the ground, okay, get back up. That's not gonna do you any good.
Yeah.
If I slam it, like I shoulder check you. That's just
So
how
street ball. It's a street ball.
Yeah. You basically like it's street rules.
NBA Street, it's like blitz with NFL.
Yeah.
You just make it more. You add that physicality to it. You still continue your traditional like traveling, things like that, goaltending. I don't know. I think if you can get a good, if you can clown on somebody really well, and they shoot and you're able to snatch it up off the, I think that's fine, right? But you still keep some of your other stuff, but you just make it more physical. That's my thought. I like basketball's pretty perfect as it is, in my opinion. But
I kind of agree with you. I feel like if you take away some of the like the flopping, you make it a little bit more physical, like the
it's like, I'm gonna give you a reason to flop.
You take away some of the penalties and the reasons that shit's happening,
Yeah.
and make it like more fun. Like honestly, I feel like that really started to happen in like the late '90s, early 2000s, really,
Yeah.
right? So like early basketball, it was a lot more physical.
I think so too.
Well, the
Go back
early
to that.
late '80s, early '90s basketball, the Detroit Bad Boys, like the Pistons, that squad, like they were physical, and they would get into fistfights, and these people would have like 1-game suspensions, like fighting. And you saw Michael Jordan do it. Michael
Yeah.
Jordan getting fights with John Sparks and what's his name from Indiana.
You throw the aspect of like hockey.
Reggie Miller.
Yeah.
You throw a little bit of like that hockey like fight.
Yeah.
Sure, it's not a suspension. You're gonna have to go sit out. Like you're done for like 5 minutes. You get 5 for fighting, like hockey or whatever.
Dude, that'd be kind of cool. They get like power plays and shit. Like,
Yeah.
that'd be wild. That'd be pretty cool.
I think something like that.
That would take the flopping out,
right.
because or would it? It would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because then you have Draymond fighting like every night.
Yeah.
He'd be fucking knocking people out.
Yeah. Imagine Zion.
Oh,
Jesus,
man.
a big
Beefy motherfucker.
I mean, right? Because you got some of these guys are just fucking
Massive.
yeah.
Yeah.
Just walk.
I'm with you on that.
Me too. That's
100%.
my thing. That'd
All
be
right,
good.
cool.
And also trampolines. Go on.
Trampolines. All right, that's what I got. Okay. And then for baseball, how do you make? I think Savannah Bananas has made it. That's exactly how
I mean, yes, it's fun, but it's almost like it's an entertainment thing, right? Like, which all sports is, I guess. But like that becomes more of like,
right. So take some of the gimmick out of it,
Right.
Right. But like, I love the idea that if a fan catches the ball, then you're out.
yeah, I've never heard that. That's genius.
That is a great, things like that. I do like that baseball has added the pitch timing or timer.
That's on purpose because
Right.
they realize people get bored with 3-hour games.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I like that. I like that aspect. I like what not being able to step out of the batting, the batter's box. Once you're in, you're locked in. You just got to go. I don't know if maybe making it again more physical.
I mean, with
I don't
baseball
know.
you can't because you're talking studs up.
No,
You're talking like interference.
I'm not talking
trying
about
to
things
knock
like that. I'm
someone-
not talking about things like that. But I'm talking like you come running at the mound and I can shoulder check you and whatever. Did you see the video of the guy where he was bouncing? Did you see that he was jumping on the plate and other team? I can't remember what team it was, but which teams were playing. But he walked up and tagged him out because he came off the plate.
I think that they should bring in the outfield a little bit. I think that we don't get enough home runs. I honestly think that the game has gotten a little. I don't know.
I don't know with the new bat, maybe.
The new bat.
The new bat's
that's going to make it to where more home runs are going to be scored.
Agreed. Good point. But I feel like, you don't, I mean, you definitely see home runs, but like when it happens, it is not a me home run, you home run, me home run. It's like we got a home run or we got a grand slam and it's like, okay, you won. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like it's
yeah.
not as competitive as I thought it was earlier.
Sure.
But I don't know. Like also, I don't know I know a lot of the baseball players, but none of them are like as important as the football players, like basketball players. Everyone knows LeBron. I mean, yeah, everyone knows like Juan Soto and things like that, but like, or Showtime,
Yeah.
he's the one, right? Like he is the one in baseball right now. But usually you have more than that. It's just like we got one guy and like a lot of like great players, but they don't have a lot of notoriety. And I don't understand why. It's like no one really talks about baseball like they used
like
to.
position players, like how great they can like.
Yeah, it's like if you hit, great. Otherwise, fuck off. Like pitchers get some, like obviously they're important, but no one really gives a shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, no one's caring about your shortstop.
No.
Except for Josh
Unless they can
Hamilton,
hit.
when Josh Hamilton was,
Right.
Yeah.
And like the baseball cards, like cards really started with baseball cards. Like your old timey baseball cards are still worth a lot of money, but like you get a good pool now, unless again it's like Shohei Ohtani or something like that or Mike Trout. Otherwise, you're like, oh well, it was great. We've got a one of one Juan Soto on card auto. It's fucking awesome. And it's, not this like multi-$1,000 card like I think that
Not like a Tom Brady downtown card.
Right, exactly. Like a Tom Brady downtown card, not signed, not a one of one. There's plenty of them out there, and we sold it for $2,500. That's crazy that we were able to sell it for that, and this one's like, meh.
You're talking about bringing in the outfield. I think you gotta. So you'd have to take like an average, right? Like, okay, so how many home runs every year, right?
Yeah.
And then what's the average distance these balls are going, right?
Yeah.
And then you've got to bring it in just enough.
Yeah, I'm talking 10, 15 feet.
Yeah.
Just enough, because there's so many that are on the edge. I'm just saying, like, pump those numbers up a little bit. Make it a little bit more entertaining.
Yeah. I mean, I do like a good in the park home run. Inside the park home run.
Those are pretty kind of. Those
That's
are kind
right.
of
Errors.
So no, but hey, here's what you do. Like you have some field.
You grease up the ball.
You grease up the ball. You grease up the ball. No, you have some ballparks that have been brought in, right?
Yeah.
And you have some ballparks that are a little bit bigger.
Well, and
You have a mix, and so it's like because it's like in NASCAR, you have different banks and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's like some tracks are a little bit faster, a little bit hotter.
But that's how it is now in baseball. Like, they're not all the same. It's not like there's a regulation.
Right? No, it's not all the same. But I'm talking like, but you maybe
Drastically different.
Yeah, maybe you have
Tuck it in.
like this one's tucked in. Maybe this one's a lot wider.
Yeah.
Right. You keep the same distance, but like you bring out your sides.
well, it's difficult because the new ballpark is like number specific with like the Rangers' history.
Yeah.
So like the yardage will coincide with like a player's former number or like how many home runs they made in their career, and they'll have that number added to like how deep the outfield will go. So those variables are different. It's kind of the same with soccer. The pitches are never the same size. The pitch at Old Trafford is smaller than the pitch at Wembley. Wembley Stadium's pitch is like a way bigger than like a normal pitch. So, I mean, like you're right. It's the regulation isn't there for the sizes of. It can't be like a drastic size. You can't have like almost like a quarter length longer on a ballpark's outfield than a different one, because that's an advantage to the home team, because now you're not going to see a lot of home runs. That's kind of, so it's just.
And maybe they expand the foul ball line too, the foul line.
You mean like
make it a little bit
bring
wider.
it in? Okay.
Well,
Yeah,
wider.
that's what I'm saying. Like so like you maybe tuck you
So again,
bring
you're
it
just
in.
getting more runs.
You bring it in a little bit,
Get more home runs.
and you make it wider. So you're going to get more home runs.
Yeah.
You're going to have a mix. And then you get your mix of like out of the park, basically, right, or off the field, and then you're in the park home runs.
Yeah, I got you.
You know what I think would make baseball better? if they brought back.
They're allowed to hit each other with the bats.
Yes, if they brought back, you know how the old ballpark had that field where if a home run was hit, people can run after the ball.
Oh yeah.
I think they need to bring that back.
End zone or whatever.
Yeah. Or like, you know, have little pools like they do in Frisco.
Oh,
you know,
they've got that at the Diamondback Stadium. They've got
the swimming pool.
They got the swimming pool.
Yeah.
Fucking outrageously expensive, by the way.
Really?
They're like $1,000 tickets.
Oh, fuck.
Crazy. Yeah.
For Arizona?
To just go sit and and you're in the outfield. You're just past the outfield, and you're in a pool watching the game from the pool. It's legit, but it's like fucking expensive.
That's crazy.
Even on like a nothing game, they're expensive.
Yeah, I don't like that. You know what you make? How to make sports better? You make the tickets cheaper again.
I thought titties.
And titties.
Yeah.
More titties.
That's everything, though. Everything's just fucking expensive.
Everything should have more titties.
All right, boys. That's all I got.
Okay.
It's a fun discussion.
I had a thing of
You're not going to bring up hockey because it's already perfect, right?
Hockey's already perfect. They beat the shitty out of each other.
Yeah.
They already have the the 1v1 face-offs.
Yeah.
I mean,
Shootouts.
Yeah, it's
In soccer, you take out flops. Flops is a yellow card.
Flops are already being carded.
Really?
Yeah, they are.
No way.
They're going back and using
Hell yeah.
VAR to check a foul, and they will check if it's flopped, then they will give them a yellow card.
okay.
Hell yeah.
One
I
other
love
thing,
that.
and you can't really
Never
do
mind, we're good.
One other thing. You have multiple leagues of each sport, and if your team doesn't do good, they have
Relegation.
Relegation.
Yes, every sport should have relegation.
Have relegation.
Yes, agreed with that. I mean, you should have these teams that are competing, not just a money franchise
But
like the fucking Cowboys.
But
Jesus Christ. How can the most losing team have the most money in the world backed by the, it's crazy.
Because if you had relegation with for the Cowboys, for example,
They'd be
It's
out.
not
B-League.
Well, they technically wouldn't because if you're talking relegation, you're looking at the last three teams. The worst three teams in the league would get relegated down to like arena league.
have the Cowboys ever been like one of the worst three?
It has been a long time.
I'm just saying, at some point they would have gotten dropped down, right?
Yeah, but you're talking about that as if like that is the entirety of the league. You've got to split the NFL up into 2 or 3 leagues at that point, and then have the relegation. And then you've got your top performer, your top 12 or whatever it is, your middle 12 and your bottom 12.
I think there's like 25 Premier League teams.
I mean, I think that would be awesome. And honestly, I don't know why. Maybe I'm just a fucking idiot, but like I don't know why we break it up into like sections, like the
Like the
NFC,
NFC East
AFC,
and West, yeah.
East, West. Like, why don't we just do like a tier ranked system from top to bottom? Like, if we're number 1 in our league, well, we're against some shitty teams. You know what I mean?
You do it,
whatever.
You do it with baseball, where you get your farm teams, right? And if let's just say like the Rangers do shitty, they get dropped down to AAA ball or whatever, and they bring up their farm team.
Yeah.
So the way like relegation would be good for every sport, well, because the main thing with relegation in soccer, they share a split of revenue. I think it's like $3 billion between every team. The whole point of staying in the Premier League is to get enough money to be able to buy players or like pay for their transfers, because transfers are paid to the team that owns the player. Like if like Manchester United, we just got Mateus Cunha from the Wolves. They had to pay $67 million in a transfer fee and still pay him his salary. Bruno Fernandes, their captain, was getting offers from Saudi League, transfer fee of $100 million and getting paid $1 million a week and tax free. So it's like, it's a more incentive money based league.
Yeah.
Which is what, like you were saying,
right?
The Cowboys are the most valuable team in the world. It makes no sense for us as fans to continue supporting a bad product when we're not getting anything in return.
Agreed.
Because
Correct.
all they're getting is just more money in their pocket, and we're like still cheering for a team that's mediocre at best.
Right. Agreed.
So.
Yep. All right. So that's all I got.
Well, you
have something?
I do. What were you gonna do?
Nothing.
Were you about to finish?
No, I was going to ask him to mute it real quick.
Oh,
You want me to mute it? Okay, we
Yeah.
got to mute it real quick. Hang on.
We're going to talk about dildos.
Continue.
Okay.
I did see something on TikTok, and it kind of went viral for a couple days. How men would like to die, and the way people
gotcha.
like the way. Have you ever had the dream or a thought like when it's like a last stand death? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Where it's like you versus like
100 people.
I see myself on the top of a hill, and I'm the only person between them and justice or whatever.
Or like your family's like running away, and you tell them to run, and you're holding the horde back.
Yeah.
Like people are like, yeah, last stand death. That's how I want to go.
No, I mean I said it the other day. If I ever go to outer space, just know I'm probably gonna just let myself float off.
Have y'all watched Mickey 17?
No.
Watch Mickey 17 on Hulu.
Okay.
With that Robert Pattinson.
All right.
It's really good.
Okay.
But yeah, I think last stand deaths are where it's at. How I would want to go. You ever thought about that?
Well, he's not gonna die. We've already discussed that.
I've been thinking about this a lot recently.
Oh.
No. No, I've not thought about a last stand death. Like, are you asking like how I would want to go?
Well, I mean, like the whole thing was like how women want to die. Oh, peaceful, surrounded by my family, and then it's like men. And
No, I
it
wanna be,
shows, like, it'll show like a clip of Jon Snow,
I want to be
by himself, and
nude.
the other fucking
nude, covered in somebody else's blood, like I came into this world.
Jesus.
I mean, screaming and
Yeah.
Ugh.
I don't know, something outrageous. Like if I had to pick a way to go, it's not going to be like. I mean, peaceful and sleep would be fantastic. But like, don't you want to?
like you want one of those like this was like it was like wow, that's
Like I want to go jump off a mountain with a wingsuit and no parachute.
Into a volcano?
Fuck yes, because that's a quick way to go.
No, it's not. Not lava.
Yeah,
What's
it
that?
is.
No, what's that effect? Where you can touch something very hot and roll it off your hand, and like the same thing with like liquid nitrogen. Like if you scoop it up, it doesn't hurt you, but if you like keep it in there, then it'll start.
Oh,
It's an effect.
Okay.
It's an effect.
well okay.
Well, okay.
If that's going to be the case, I want to bring back on all tombstones. It has how the person died, like they used to in the old days. Like this person died of consumption.
A glass jar broke in his ass.
the old jar squatter.
I was thinking about one type of death. I saw the Titan submersible documentary on Hulu, or is it Hulu? And the way they described it, they're like, you know what? The way they died is actually a perfect death because it happens so fast that you don't realize it's happening, and it happens like real quick.
Yeah.
Which is a documentary that everyone should watch.
It's just about rich people going.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Flying too close to the sun.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think that wraps it up. Yeah, boys.
Yeah, yeah.
With that morbid ending. We should have kicked it off with that.
Yeah, no kidding.
If you don't already do so, please make sure you follow us on all things social media at The Funky Panther. You can call, text, leave us a voicemail, 817-677-0408. You can find all of this at thefunkypanther.com. Stay good, everybody. I'm Chad.
I'm Javier,
I'm Tim.
and we are
The Funky Panther!
So glad you didn't say disappointed, you piece of shit.